had been gifted the circle shifts up until this point. Now moving in and shouting research on play out. Team Seeker and Valdez catch together. Initial knockdowns come out from either side behind shots. Gets a job done, but now gets knocked back in return, leaving uHigh the last player up in behind the truck.
Damaging down goes George. That's a confirmation. Instantly switches to the 16.
Really could be. Let's see if they go to the engagement. Senior sport out. Oh, big shot.
I'm not sure about this one. Matt's with good information. I'm going to have a little bit of cheesy. We're going to have a long-range shot scene happening right here. PMWL is going to try and dodge left and right. The car explodes. Oh my god, that coming straight up from a Mad Max movie. And now it's all down to the hands of Sarah, remaining alone for Reject Scarlet. I mean, we know that was a risky rotation. We called it, but they still went for it. They forced their chance, and it didn't work out.
That was like something out of the trailer for the Season 14 Royal Pass. It was that crazy, but great play by Team Secret, great opportunistic moment. But at the end of the day, in my eyes, that spells realistically lack of information and lack of preparation from Reject Scarlet, and also really, yeah, of course, when you're coming in on the outside of the circle, you're not always going to know where every team is, but you got to make the calculated percentage. There's always bound to be more teams down the central part of the map, basically down south of where you are, compared to up north, and they went down south, they paid the price.
And also because of the playing path, right? You could predict the fact that you'd have so many more teams down south, and like that really does come together, and I think they should have tried to read the circle a little bit more and how this rotation could have worked in their favor if they thought a little more about their rotation. But what is this? That's going to be Scarlet. What is going on there? Well, they're coming around the corner. Duello and Webb trying to join the party, but they followed the rotation of Sarah earlier. What is happening for Reject Scarlet? I have no idea what the intention is here. Now, Team Secret, they're feeling confident. They got shut down earlier. They're going to go for an extra kill. They pick up one. Now it's all in the hands of Duello, remaining there in San Martin. They get the kill. They still have Sarah remaining, but left San Martin completely. But still, like, they knew Team Secret were there. Why would they recommit to it?
Honestly, just very poor play. Like, I don't want to be super harsh, but at the end of the day, it's a reason why they're at the bottom of the standings in 16th place in this Super Weekend. You know, they just need to step it up a bit more impressively. However, Orange Rock did hear those shots, and they are looking to be maybe a little bit opportunistic onto Team Secret, because as much as Team Secret responded well, they're now a little bit more separated, a little bit disconnected. But next phase, moving on up.
The circle comes up and is not going to go on their pod, so it's just pretty harshly away. But going to go where most of the teams are currently localized. But one thing I'm really scared about, right? You have a lot of fields and a lot of high ground. The teams that go in the fields are going to get absolutely battered by all the high ground spots. Where you want to go is where, for example, T1, RRQ Athena, and also Galaxy Racers are. They got all the high ground, they got all the visibility in this circle.
So this circle shift is great for the teams already inside the circle, but it's definitely a lot harsher for the teams outside the circle. I'm mainly looking at Udo, Synergy, and a little bit of Team IND, as well as even BTR. He's sticking to that north position on the high ground, trying to punish DSM, and seems that's what they're doing.
Team Secret, they're going to go for the push, the breach onto Box Gaming. They're sending one player first, which was Matt Toy. I think that was a little bit risky, but here it is. The Cavalry joins up on the fight. Will be turned into a full-on engagement.
Oh, no.
uHigh goes for the spray. The grenade was cooked, but unfortunately will not do anything. And there you have it. That's going to be Team Secret clearing out that first initial kill. Leaving now PMWL and also the other members of Box remaining. Loki and Lewis are going to be over here. They're going to try their best, but Lewis is going to slowly try and sneak his way back over that. But Bigatron, they hear this, and they might take this as an opportunity to rotate into the circle.
In PMWL, we trust as Loki gets dropped down. PMWL on top of the roof, just waiting and biding his time. We've also seen Break being pretty strong. Team Secret also looking very coordinated. They know where they are. The shots are coming through with the drop shot. And that is going to be the end of a Box Gaming, I believe, early in this game.
I think even Mad Toy wasn't expecting to drop that low as you showed for the drums. Like, okay, I'm actually falling for quite a long period of time here. This is getting a bit scary. But now PMWL will try and just sneak his way out of there. And I don't know if they have the information. I know definitely for sure it was not a squad wipeout, right? Because they got a knockdown, they have to flush it out themselves. So they know that one player can still be remaining. So they're going to keep an eye open behind themselves to make sure they don't get backstabbed later on in this game.
Now you do see BTR, they're kind of slightly taken on two fights. They did get a knockdown onto a member of Team Secret, but D2E and T1 facing off. It's going to come down to one player left for this T1 side. Young Jun, can he get the job done?
G9 just rolling down with Just big stop right there on the rock. But we knew that eventually RQ Athena, they had to drop down for their high ground position. They're slowly going to be tumbling down in the valley where T1 currently have set up their location. Yeonjung trying his best to defend it. Seidan and ZZP both got knocked away, leaving Yeonjung as a one-man army versus the full forces of RQ Athena. Grenade, utility, everything can be valid for Yeonjung to take this fight, because he is definitely not an advantage as Beer just falls down, doesn't take any damage. Great grenade coming out actually from the side of Yeonjung, connects on the D2E. And now he needs to go for it. This is the 1v2. This is his one opportunity to take this clutch fight.
He has to try and a little bit of a reposition in my eyes, because now RQ know where they are. They're going to look to send utility forward, maybe look to go a little bit to the left and even go down on the hill, because all the while, all you're realistically doing is you're allowing those revives to come through and you're taking away any kind of advantage you had over onto RRQ. Another grenade is going to be cooked up. Will this be the golden Kobe onto the members of RQ?
I would say really don't use that grenade. You used this grenade earlier, got knocked down and didn't turn it into anything. This is just a waste of utility. If you use those grenades and you want to turn it into something, you must commit once you get knocked down. G9 going to throw his own, but I think it's a little bit too high up. I don't think that grenade will indeed connect, and that will indeed not be the case. But a circle shift, Imperium came up. It actually shifts very, very heavily over to the eastern side, a little bit high up north, and that means that all the teams currently RRQ, Athena, and T1, they're going to have to go downhill for the open arms of, especially Orange Rock on the east.
And I kind of don't get why Yeonjung didn't reposition away. He is hearing the noises of the vehicle moving in, and he is still kind of cooking up a grenade. But now, as this fight breaks out between Orange Rock and No Chance team, we see Gil getting confirmed, but Godless getting knocked from Team Seeker. So a little bit of a third-party play down on the southeast tip of the circle is going to take down No Chance team. Opportunistic from Team Seeker. About time they showed up. About time they started really living it up on the kill feed.
We were talking about this before the broadcast, right? Like, Team Secret is a team, they need to have a good day. No more second chance for this team in this first Super Weekend. And they are showing up to the party on this Miramar game. I do have to mention Imperium, but here you have it. Things are going to get more and more set in stone, as we're going to have now, especially in the south. Bigatron going for the push onto Valdus. Things are going to get more and more set in stone. As there we go, Microboy and Luxy, they want to join the party with Zuxi.
They have to. They need to
get involved. 3v4 versus Valdus. Zuxi's ready there, but he's not going to go overly aggressive because he doesn't have the rest of the team. But even then, he still gets the nice knockdown onto Godot to initiate things into action. I love to see it.
But Team Seeker actually returns their partying onto BTR. Looks right around the boogie. Out in the open as uHigh gets knocked down from a distance. That's going to leave up to Mad Toy with that nice mini 14 spray. Gets a knockdown, leaves Zuxi the last player standing for BTR.
I don't understand why Luxy didn't try and actually help the push onto the fight on Valdus. They want to try and keep those members remaining as much as possible. I think that was a little bit of a misplay and miscommunication on their side. There you go, they even hit it down. Microboy, Zuxi out for the count at Bigatron. Red Aliens get eliminated in 10th position. It was a little bit of an L on that one, but still, nice try.
We also lose Megastars and we lose Team IND to the blue zone, as the next phase is about to move on up. It centers up quite nicely with no real compound in play, rather than just a tiny little shack on the northern tip of the circle. But either way, it's downhill play for Team RRQ. T1 get taken out in 7th place. Galaxy Racer Cells should be the one to put pressure onto RRQ on the west side of this blue zone.
One thing we have to mention, Imperium, no teams are currently in circle. It's still nobody's game as of yet. Orange Rock, but I mean, all the squad's going to have to go down here, especially RRQ Athena. Their team is going to be having a lot of an issue to actually go down, because Team Secret, they're holding this area so tightly, allowing no air bubbles to come out, and especially no players whatsoever. So I'm interested to see how things will be coming out, but Orange Rock, they're going to have to also tumble down ground, like downhill just a little bit. It's really, no, I don't know who's going to take this one, Imperium.
Honestly, Orange Rock should actually shift a little bit up and towards the north. They have a little bit of an opening that I believe they can get to, but of course RQ could be looking in their sights. We do have one member left from Reject Scarlet. Sarah has just kind of basically stayed out of sight, out of mind, and had been gifted the circle shifts up until this point. Now moving in as Galaxy Racer come play out. Team Seeker and Valdus catch together. Initial knockdowns come out from either side, but iShot gets a job done, but now gets knocked back in return, leaving UI the last player up in behind the truck holding on to his own. It just comes down to this 1v1 as Goddard gets a revive on, and now uHigh is going to push forward. The revive is yet to come through, but RQ are backstabbing from the other side.
Jeez, this is a scary position, but uHigh tried to push forward, but then healing himself, lost a lot of time. Martin will get res back up, and now if you want to go for your own res, the man advantage is over to Valdez. They could go for this push, but I think they're more intrigued to get a nice position in the circle and a very slim amount of chance that they can get in the southern position of that circle. Still going for the heal, but no, no, that's not going to happen, uHigh. Team Secret kind of throwing this golden opportunity of a fight versus Valdez, but Valdez still getting destroyed by RQ Athena from the high ground, but they only have a little bit of time remaining before they have to go downhill themselves.
Yeah, 100% missed opportunity from uHigh, but now RQ dominating on the outside of the circle, just picking off bodies left, right, and center. uHigh taking the chance, taking the opportunity to put more pressure onto Orange Rock, trying to hold on, and now as he goes up the side of the road, it is going to be the fight 2.0 between Team Secret and Valdez, and Team Secret come out on top. 13 kills for the boys.
RQ Athena absolutely popping off. Now 14, as you mentioned it. Orange Rock get eliminated in 4th position. 3 teams still remaining in this one. We still have 1 player, a tanky of Galaxy Racer Celts, and still have RQ Athena waiting for this opportunity. But now the circle shifts away from all of the squad. It's going to be a race Imperium. The first team to get in circle. They'll be controlling this late game phase. Interested to see, but the man advantage for RQ Athena alone should be a main reason as to why they should take this win.
100% agree. They even have a little bit of a tiny crate that they can use to kind of reposition around, which is exactly what we've seen from D2E. Prone his way down, get a little bit of information, and then move on their way across. The smokes are being thrown out, the road is being created, and now they're on the southern tip of this phase 7 circle.
I love the fact that they're leaving G9 behind, Lob on the high ground, keeping information on the smoke road of uHigh of Team Secret, also potentially on the tanky of Galaxy Racer Celts. And I think this is definitely how you want to play this, sending your 2 players in the circle. Even if you lose 1, I think that is definitely an absolute stomp performance from them. But here it is now. Going to be seeing uHigh coming over. He gave an information from that other location. And he's coming over. They're going to go through the spray in the smokes, but still, uHigh fighting so well versus RQ Athena, the kill leader. But another angle has been held. B5 back gets D2E. They will get shut down by Ernie himself as Team Secret get eliminated in 3rd position.
That flick.